A man apart, Donald Trump leaves the G20 summit under a cloud of criticism as other world leaders go it alone on climate change. But the US president promises Theresa May a post-Brexit UK trade deal will be reached very quickly as the pair meet in Hamburg. Also tonight, a US general says victory is imminent in the battle against the so-called Islamic State in the Iraqi city of Mosul. A mother and 3 children die after a house fire in Bolton.
Can I finish? Would you mind, please? And can I conclude with this?
Jeremy Corbyn gets a fright on stage as he tells the Durham Miners Gala he would tackle Donald Trump on climate change. And in Sportsline at 7:30, Wayne Rooney is back at Everton to sign for the club he left 13 years ago. A very good evening to you. America remains isolated tonight from the world's richest nations, with President Trump jetting out of the G20 summit in Germany, still refusing to budge on the issue of climate change. While the 19 other world leaders, including Britain, finished the meeting in Hamburg by claiming the Paris Accord is irreversible. None of them were able to change the mind of the US president. Mr. Trump did, however, say today that he expects a powerful post-Brexit trade deal with the UK to be wrapped up very quickly following face-to-face talks with Theresa May. Our political editor Faisal Islam reports now from Hamburg as the G20 become the G19 and a significant one.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, sir.
All eyes at this summit have been on President Trump's new relationships with the world at the G20 in Hamburg.
Let's go live now to Hamburg and our diplomatic editor Dominic Waghorn. And Dominic, over the last few months there's been a lot of speculation about Donald Trump's relationship with Russia. How did he get on face-to-face with Vladimir Putin?
Well, I think he's flying home having added a lot and plenty more to chew over in terms of the debate about Russia's hacking of the elections.
And Dominic, in the last hour or so, we've heard from the Chinese president talking again about North Korea.
Yeah, and it's the meeting between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping that's probably been the most important meeting. All the attention was on the Putin meeting, but actually it's a relationship between America and China that's really crucial for economic reasons to that problem. OK,
Dominic, thank you. And that story, of course, is likely to feature prominently in tomorrow's papers. We'll be taking a first look at them at 10:30 tonight with Times columnist Matthew Syed and writer and columnist Christina Patterson. Now, a US general has said tonight that Iraqi forces will imminently announce victory in the battle to retake the Iraqi city of Mosul from the so-called Islamic State. The Iraqi army has been fighting to reclaim Mosul from IS since October. Now the militants who vow to fight to the death are encircled in a small pocket of the old city, as Ashish Joshi now reports.
The victory has been proclaimed before, but prematurely. Ashish Joshi, Sky News.
A mother and 3 children have died after a house fire in Bolton. The assistant county officer with Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service has described how firefighters arrived at the property in Rosamond Street and found a man trying to use his bare hands to smash through a window to rescue those still trapped inside. Police say the fire is not being treated as suspicious. The Mayor of London has asked the London Fire Commissioner to undertake an urgent review of fire service needs following the Grenfell Tower fire. Speaking at London Pride, Sadiq Khan said although there will be a public inquiry, he can't wait that long and promises the London Fire Service will receive whatever equipment that they need.
Honestly, nothing should detract from the heroism of our firefighters, men and women, who fought the fire and the aftermath as well. There's going to be a public inquiry, there's going to be a police investigation, but I'm not willing to wait that long. So I've asked the London Fire Commissioner, Danny Cotton, to undertake an urgent review to let me know what else she thinks the London Fire Service needs. And I've promised her whatever equipment she needs, if that's her advice, I'll make sure she gets it. We've got to make sure that our brave firefighters are equipped with the right tools to keep our city safe.
England footballer Jermaine Defoe has posted an emotional statement online tonight following the death of his friend and young Sunderland mascot Bradley Lowry. He's written in that statement, "I'll never ever forget the way you looked at me when I met you for the first time." And he goes on to say, "Your courage and bravery will continue to inspire me for the rest of my life." The Premier League footballer Romelu Lukaku has been arrested in America following a noise complaint. The incident, which happened a few days ago in Los Angeles, has been revealed with the Everton striker on the verge of a reported £75 million move to Manchester United. Well, our sports editor Nick Powell joins me now, and what more can you tell us, Nick?
Well, this apparently happened at a mansion that Lukaku is renting.
Thanks very much. Interesting stuff there. You are watching Sky News. Coming up, why Facebook is building real-life communities near its home in California. Now, Facebook has announced plans to build 1,500 homes for its employees in California as it tries to deal with a shortage of housing near its headquarters. The social media firm says it wants to create an entire neighbourhood for staff and plans to provide services including a grocery store and a pharmacy. But is this latest move by the tech firm really such a new idea? Sky's Mike McCarthy has been finding out.
Just Cadbury family built a model village for its workers in the Victorian era, so Facebook is planning its own 21st century version.
Lasting legacy. Mike McCarthy, Sky News, Saltaire, Yorkshire.
Jeremy Corbyn has repeated his party's plans to end austerity and lift the cap on public sector pay at the annual Durham Miners' Gala. The Labour leader has promised to invest in the NHS, housing and education, as well as end the nightmare of the Conservative Party. We can cross live now to Westminster and our senior political correspondent Jason Farrell. And Jason, I was there last year, a reversal of fortunes for Jeremy Corbyn because, of course, this time last year he was facing a leadership challenge.
He was. Now, of course, his situation as leader of the Labour Party is much more secure.
Jason, thanks very much for that update there. Now, the Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, has called on Arab states to blockade of Qatar. He's been meeting his Kuwaiti counterpart before going on to Qatar itself and earlier played down the prospect of military intervention in the row over claims that the country has been funding terrorism.
Everybody I have talked to has said the opposite. There's no possibility of a military escalation. What people...
A 14-year-old girl who died after the school bus she was travelling in collided with a bin lorry in Birmingham has been named as Holly Brown. Tributes have been paid to the teenager on social media, with one person saying they were heartbroken by the news. No arrests have so far been made. Take a look at the weather now, shall we?
As a cool evening settles over India, the lights shine bright on a crisp New York night.
The rain will take over much of Scotland, Northern Ireland and the north and west of Ireland tomorrow, whilst England and Wales will be pretty cloudy. Before then, most places will have a fine evening, but northern Scotland will be wet and windy. Rain in the north will clear into central Scotland, Northern Ireland and the northwest of Ireland overnight, but it will turn more patchy with very little making it into eastern Scotland. It'll be dry just about everywhere else and it will stay quite muggy in the south. England and Wales will be rather cloudy on Sunday morning with a chance of a shower, whilst Northern Ireland and the northwest of Ireland and central and southern Scotland will be largely overcast with rain at times. Northern Scotland and the south of Ireland will be dry and sunny. It'll be pretty hot again in the south. Rain over Scotland and Northern Ireland will pep up during the afternoon, extending into much of Western Ireland. England and Wales will brighten up.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
You're watching Sky News. Sportsline is coming up in just a moment. Let's see what's coming up in that.